Touchdown, Westminster.
Joining us now is Dave Dolch, Supervisor of Athletics for Carroll County Public Schools. And Dave, enlighten us a little bit on the realignment policy for coming up season.
Well, I think the future is really bright for the state, for the student athletes, and particularly for Carroll County. For the first time in state athletic history, we have reclassified all the schools in the state by sport. So each sport is classified on their own enrollment at the school. Meaning, for example, like at Francis Scott Key, Carroll County's smallest school, next year will be playing in 1A in the sport of football, but they'll be playing in 2A in sports like volleyball and basketball. So it all depends on how many schools in the state are playing a particular sport, and then your enrollment by school. So that's a big change, which I think is a positive change for bringing equality across the board in all sports.
It would appear that more Carroll County schools, as you say, will have an opportunity to do well just not in football, but in some of the other sports.
Absolutely. We've done well. We're coming off a fall where we won 3 state championships at 2 different schools in 2 different sports. Football had a good year with 3 teams in the playoffs, but next year we'll double the number of teams in the playoffs for football, play a 9-game regular season schedule. And once all that's ratified later this spring, we'll be playing that 10th week as the first round of the playoffs in football for the first time.
I guess that's as good, sits well for the fans, the parents, as well as for the student athletes.
No doubt. I think coaches are excited about it, and in particular for student athletes, you know, you can be in that playoff hunt right to the end of the season, and the opportunity to get in the playoffs, as we saw, is that second season, and anything can happen, and more teams are going to have an opportunity to compete for a regional and state championship.
Yeah. Well, Dave, hey, thanks, man. That's pretty important for Carroll County. And, hey, and that's all the time we have for now. Hope you enjoyed the program, but before we go, we'd like to thank Matthew Miller and Matt Studi for joining us today, and a big thank you to our sponsors for helping make today's broadcast possible. So for Bill McKenna and Bill, a special thank you for you for all the work you've done, film study, and being a long-time coach with the history of Carroll County, and Pat Stetzer and myself. Thanks for joining us for CMSportsNet Football Wrap Up.
The CMSportsNet Football Wrap Up is brought to you by The Food Chick,